Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're here with the ducks today, not Shadowfax. We are not here with Shadowfax, even though he's right here. We're here with the ducks. Duck time. It's duck time. Anyway, today we are going to talk about cleaning and maintaining your duck coop and your duck yard or your duck run. Okay? It is really, really important that you keep things clean. So when you're designing the housing for your birds, you want to design something that you can actually clean. You want to design it with ease of access in mind. That means if you're building something fairly large, you want to be able to get physically into that building. Okay? Something like this, if you couldn't crawl in it, you couldn't clean it. There's no way you're reaching from the front of that to the back of that. You do not have gadget arms. So consider that before you end up building your coop. If you're building something smaller, make sure you can reach from the outside to the middle from all directions. You want to be able to clean. Make sure you can reach when you're building it. If you have to enter to clean it though, make sure you have the headroom. I've seen people build coops that are like this big, and then they can't get in because they only made them 3 feet high, and you got to crawl on your hands and knees. Don't do that. Make sure you have the headroom. The headroom's important. You don't want to be bonking your head or crawling on your knees. Cleaning sucks. Okay? Cleaning the pens sucks. I'm going to be honest about that. Cleaning the pens will forever and for always suck. Okay? There's no getting around that. But it is important for disease control, for parasite control, and for the smell. Ducks smell. Okay, they are stinky. Waterfowl is stinky. It's not the duck's fault. They're just stinky. Vodka's here. But they're just stinky. They're one of the stinkier critters. So you definitely want to make sure that you are keeping it clean so it just doesn't smell. But it also helps keep disease at bay. It'll help keep parasites at bay if they don't have somewhere to hide and bother your ducks. Keep it clean. Ideally, you would spot clean each day and do a full clean weekly. This is not practical for everyone, but try to get yourself a schedule. Things are easier if you schedule them. Okay, so at least try to schedule your tasks so you're not overwhelmed. Deep litter option is one option for people. I am going to do a full video on deep litter method and why some people love it and some people hate it, but it is an option. It is basically piling your bedding on top of each other and not cleaning the coop. It's basically the ducks poop on the bedding, and instead of removing the soiled bedding, you add new bedding on top, and it basically turns into a giant compost heap. This can be beneficial for some people. You might really like this. You might really hate it. Okay? It's really one or the other. The benefits of doing the deep litter method are, one, it's really easy to clean. Okay? You just clean it once a year. The actual cleaning of it is difficult because it's heavy and wet and stinky. But you're only doing it once or twice a year at max because the whole point is to leave the litter and let it compost. You can't do that if you're constantly cleaning it. So you generally only clean it once or twice a year, often in the spring and the fall. So it has that benefit. One of the downsides is in extreme temperatures, it might freeze. And I say that as someone who lives where 40 below is pretty normal. Deep litter often freezes here. The other problem, if you live in a colder climate and frostbite is a worry, is if it's not cold enough for it to freeze, it can actually cause a lot of extra humidity in your coop, and that ends up causing frostbite. One of the benefits is you end up with this really nitrogen-rich soil as it breaks down. So generally, once you remove it from the coop, you put it in your compost pile, let it break down for a further 6 months, bang, you got mud. It's perfect for growing things. So it's a really good method if you need a lot of soil for growing. Got a duck there who's being weird. She's fine, by the way. She's fine. So no matter what bedding method you use, you do probably need to do a really deep clean of your coop twice a year, where you sanitize everything, rinse it well, and allow it to dry thoroughly with all the birds out of the coop. That is important to do that a couple of times a year. It's especially important to do it if you're between flocks. So if your old flock has passed away or you process them or whatever and you're bringing a new flock in, maybe try not eating that much at once, weirdo. It's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. He's looking at me now. It's like, what's your problem? But yeah, so you want to make sure it's really clean between flocks. Hi, DK. Hi, man. But yeah, you want it really clean between flocks. Mostly because if there was a disease in the old flock that they were immune to and this new flock isn't immune to it, they could die. So nice, thorough cleaning between flocks is important, but also twice a year just to keep everyone healthy and clean. Don't forget that the duck yard needs cleaning, and they are moving, so I am going to go inside the pen so I can film them better. But your duck yards need cleaning. Now, ideally, everyone would just free range, because just free ranging cuts down on the cleaning. However, that is not a viable option for everybody. Some people simply are not going to be able to free range. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay. It's okay if you cannot free range. Okay? Not everybody can have the dogs. Not everybody can deal with the predator load. Hi, bud. So definitely you can 100% not free range, but that means you have to clean the yard. So try substrates in the yard, in the duck yard or the duck run, like sand or pea gravel. This stuff is really easy to rake and to rinse and clean. So definitely you want to consider doing stuff like that. There's Blue. You're huge, Blue. You're a very beautiful boy. But yeah, so you definitely want to consider stuff like that. Change that substrate as necessary. So the longest lasting substrates are like your pea gravels and your sands, but even they will eventually no longer function well. So definitely consider cleaning out that substrate and replacing it on an ongoing basis. It doesn't have to be every day, but yeah, you definitely need to change that substrate, because you do. It's just the way it is. But those are the basics of maintaining and cleaning your coop. We will do some videos where we are out there cleaning our coops. We'll probably film cleaning this one out in the spring, because that's so much fun. We love cleaning. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.